Hello, everyone. Welcome back for another episode of CO Pod. I am your host and your editor in chief, Caroline Raffetto. Today, I have something really exciting lined up for you guys. Our guest today is Reggie Torbor. If you guys haven't heard of Reggie, it'll take a quick Google search. Reggie has tackled the world of football, quite literally, and he's now tackling the world of construction. Um, Reggie, how you doing?
I'm doing really well. It was already a good day, and it's better now that I'm spending a little time with you, so I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome. And Reggie, we actually had the pleasure of meeting last year at
Mhm.
NASDAQ when you came and spoke to a whole group of construction executive and professionals. That was such a treat. Now to have you here, so lucky. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. I'm grateful for the opportunity.
Awesome. Well, let me give you guys a little bit of history about Reggie. If you haven't searched him in Google yet, Reggie is the president of Pylon Building Group, which is a Birmingham-based commercial general contractor. They launched in 2023 with the mission to open doors and create more opportunities for minority contractors in construction. Before entering construction, though, Reggie played 8 seasons in the NFL as a linebacker, winning the Super Bowl with the New York Giants. Reggie, please tell me I got that Google search right.
Yes, you did get you're a great Googler. You got it. Yeah,
Well, hopefully everyone in our audience is looking through their Googles right now. But Reggie, let's get into the stuff that's not on Google. So at Pylon, Reggie leads with a people first mindset, focusing on building better, stronger teams, meaningful partnerships, and using projects as a way to uplift communities and expand equity in the industry. He and his family are also deeply rooted in Birmingham, where community building shows up in everything from his work in construction to local entrepreneurship. Um, kind of talking about everything that's not on Google, how do you tell the story, Reggie, in your own words about
Mhm.
when someone asks you how you ended up in construction,
Yeah, yeah,
how you ended up where you are now?
yeah. That is difficult to say concisely. Um, I
It's
was
always a
thinking,
complex story.
yeah,
Everyone always has one.
it is, and it really is. I would just say overarching, it's kind of like the story of my life, right? Like I feel like I always find myself in rooms and I'm like, how did I get here? Like this is pretty cool.
That's how I
You know,
felt at NASDAQ.
that like really is, and I think it's a little bit of both, right? I think, um, I tell my kids all the time, like make good decisions, right? Like, most of the time whether you are able to make good decisions or bad decisions, that drives the direction of your life. So I
Yeah.
have been able to make good decisions, some more than not. Um, and man, I've just always had really good people kind of around me, kind of helping guide me. And so after sports, didn't really know what I was going to do, Caroline.
Yeah.
It is a very difficult transition.
Yeah.
And I think most people will tell you they've heard that, but I don't know if you like just sit with it, right? Because it's like not only is all the skills and things that I've developed, right? At the time, I think they're useless now. Like
Yeah.
they're extremely valuable on Monday, no
Yeah.
value on Tuesday, right?
Like, I'm sure you could sit down, you could do 500 push-ups,
Oh yeah,
easy,
oh
no
yeah,
problem. You
oh
can
yeah,
run that ball, you catch that ball, you can tackle that person.
oh yeah,
What's that gonna do
oh
in
yeah.
corporate America, though?
You don't know. I mean, to that point, like we would make the joke, right? Like the things that I got paid to do, like I would get arrested if I did them. Right? If I just run and hit someone, like, I'm
Yeah,
going to jail, right? Like,
exactly.
so not only I cannot do them, they're illegal, so,
Mhm,
but not only that, you have that, and then you also have, like, my wife, like, she has to
mhm.
move. My kids have to enroll in school and fight, so
Yeah,
it's a big deal. But I knew enough about the world, even though I didn't know what to do, I understood the world enough to know how important networks were.
mhm.
And my strongest network that I knew of at the time was Auburn. I went to Auburn University. And the biggest Auburn network I knew was in Birmingham, Alabama.
Yep.
And so I ended up saying, okay, let's just go here and figure out what's next. That was just a conversation between my wife and I. And, concisely, I would say we just said a second ago about hitting people and not having value. What I began to learn was while the physical part of what I did no longer had value, um, the intangibles had tremendous value.
Mhm.
And I started realizing that, in my world in sports, if you don't develop these things, like you're just not around, right?
No.
Like, if you don't understand discipline and hard work and dedication and accountability and ability,
Leadership. Mhm.
right? If you can't figure that out, there's no performance improvement plan for you.
Mhm.
You just go, right?
Yeah,
Like someone comes down, tap you on your shoulder, says, turn your playbook in. That's it,
yeah.
you know? Um, but what I found out in the corporate world, you cannot develop those things and keep your job, right?
No.
And not only keep
You're
your
so
job,
right.
you can ascend and not develop these
Mhm.
things. So anyway, all that to say, Caroline, I realized that, hey, like that's my ticket. That's how I'm going to win. I'm going to win with these things, whether it's using them myself directly or helping people, creating value for myself by helping people understand how to develop those things.
Yeah.
And long story short, I got a opportunity to work at a construction company called Brasman and Gorey, which is the largest GC in the Southeast.
Mhm.
But also, it is owned and operated by Auburn people.
Oh,
So
wow.
it all kind of came full circle. It got my foot in the door, and it just takes off. Mhm.
Wow, I love that. And, Reggie, as you were talking, I was making some really interesting connections, and it's gonna be weird to hear this at first, but it really plays into what you were saying. Professional sports is a lot, the transition to construction, albeit they have their differences, is a lot like coming from the military as a veteran.
Yes.
Those skills that you learn in the military, you
Hmm.
obviously can't go on the street and just go shoot
Yes.
someone, and
Correct.
defend
Yeah.
your territory. But those mental skills,
Yes.
same thing, they transfer over so well. And that's, something that if you are, someone a veteran in the military, someone coming from sports, construction can be a great transition there.
Yes, I agree. And actually, usually when I talk about this, I usually add that part. The only people that I don't paint with a broad brush, that I've experienced who can relate are people in the military,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah,
The only people who like they're finishing my words, they're finishing my sentences for me. I'm
yeah,
like, oh, you get it, you
yeah.
know. But
It's
I agree with you.
the mental mindset, that mental game is
Hmm.
so important. It can really translates anywhere into facets of business, personal life, all
Yes.
of that. So it's really interesting to kind of explore how that's all connected.
Yeah, we do a poor job of valuing that, Caroline,
Mhm,
ver both internally, right, like,
mhm.
whether it's myself or a veteran, and externally, right, in the marketplace, right?
Yeah,
We don't do a great job of saying, "Hey, you know what? Maybe this person hasn't been in this industry for 10 years, but they have all these other things. I
yeah,
can teach them I can teach them how to type or whatever I'm being."
yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So we don't value it enough.
Do you think any of that, kind of talking about things and systems that are a little bit broken here within the industry, do you think a lot of that has to do with any misconceptions about the construction industry? Did you kind of notice or have any of those misconceptions when you were making that transition?
Yes. Um I think it is not I think I know what it is, but
Mhm.
I don't think it is unique to the construction industry.
Okay.
Um, and
Enlighten me.
and
Professor Reggie.
that thing is this, I think for most of us, and I'm saying us because I'm including myself in this, right?
Mhm.
Um, we don't understand the value of having good people,
Yeah.
right? We prioritize our systems and our processes and our things because that points to us,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
But it takes a really um, self-aware leader to say, "Hey, like if I can get really good people around me, I
Yeah.
don't have to have so many of these processes and think because they'll just take care of it, right?" So there's lots of football analogies I could use there, but a lot of times we don't prioritize people enough. We it's not we don't simplify it enough. We overcomplicate is the word I'm looking for.
And that's one of the things that you guys focus on a lot at Pylon, and something that I've noticed as well is really focusing on the people, the mission. We could be doing all this building, we could just be checking boxes, we could be making money and all of that. But when it really gets down to it, what actually matters?
Yeah.
The people.
Yes.
So, kind
Yeah.
of, what does that practice actually look like in real life? We talk about it as, this idea right now, but for Pylon, what does that look like?
hmm Being intentional about who we're looking for,
Mhm.
and being non-negotiable about it.
Yeah.
Um, like everyone has values, right, Caroline? But like we really dig into them, and ours are responsibility, awareness, preparation, and grit. If you don't have those four things, you just simply can't be here. Um, responsibility, that's just do your job, man. Like, will you do what you said you're going to do, right? Awareness. Are you looking around at the world around you? Are you curious? Are you anticipating? Are you seeing people who need help? Right? What's your awareness, right? Preparation. Everyone can prepare,
Yeah.
right? Like, and then grit. When all else fails, man, will you dive in with your team and will you get it done, right?
Yeah.
Now, again, parallel to sports, right? Talent matters, right?
Yeah.
We need engineers. We need people who know what they're doing. Um, but if there is a scenario and maybe someone has a little more less technical skills than someone that we're looking to hire, but these other things are off the charts,
Mhm.
I'm going with the person that has the other skills, and it's not even close
Yeah.
because it's the belief that as we invest in them, they'll be greater.
Yeah, and that's a common theme that I hear amongst, all of these different leaders, and something that, I implement within my teams as well is, skills are great. I love when I can see skills. I love when I can see that talent, but that's also something we can teach. Those are easily
Yeah.
teachable,
Yeah,
that's we can
yes,
always improve on those, and we,
yeah,
even as leaders, we always should be,
yeah.
but the mentality, that grit
Oh,
that you
yeah.
talk about, the passion, those are a little bit harder to teach
Oh, yeah.
and sometimes impossible.
Yeah. If Caroline, if you can figure out how to teach someone those things, I
I'll
would
make
quit my
millions.
you couldn't count the money, right? Like, you know,
Count you in as a, investor for that when I do.
I would be I'm all in, right? It's difficult to do, right? Teach
Yeah.
someone software or teach someone to be considerate of others.
I would take software any
Yeah.
day. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yes.
yeah, and I think, and it plays a lot into sports as well. It's the
Mhm.
same things with, I'm sure, all of the teams you were on. I'm sure you experienced that exact same thing.
Yes, I do, which is frustrating,
Yeah.
right? For think about this, right? For a culture that is infatuated with sports, right?
Mhm.
The fact that, we call it the real world, right? The fact that I come into the real world
Yeah.
and you're infatuated with this thing and you would never tolerate these things over there.
Yep.
But we in the corporate world, they're accepted. It took me a long time to I haven't figured it out. It does not make sense. Like,
Mhm.
we accept things in the corporate world from people that we wouldn't accept from a fifth grade little league team,
True.
right? Could you imagine your son or daughter winning an award or being on a team and me, and not caring about it? Like, you would never tolerate it.
Mm-mm. That team would, or that kid would be benched.
That should be bitch.
Mhm.
But in corporate
Unsportsmanlike
world,
conduct. I think
these
that's the
people,
actual word.
yeah. But in our companies, we allow, again, not only is accepted, it's rewarded.
Yeah.
And it blows my mind.
Yeah.
It blows my mind.
So that kind of brings up another question. We want to hold our teams, hold our employees to, of course, a high, like, moral standpoint, a high grit standpoint, but also, on the nitty gritty side, how do we continue to do that while still holding them to the high expectations of deliverables and then give them space to learn and grow. That balance freaks me out even talking about that.
Yes. Well, I think just saying it and
Mhm.
stating expectations, right? Um, there is not a person in this building who doesn't understand that we, all of us,
Mhm.
including me, are required to do both,
Yeah.
right? You're we call it you're always expected to work on yourself, and
Yes.
then we call it and work on your craft. Work on myself, work on my craft, right?
Yeah.
They go hand in hand, right? Like you don't want someone who is just super skilled and talented and crushes people, but you also don't want someone floating around just lottie dottie and can't
La,
do
la,
their job. Yeah.
la.
Neither of those are acceptable. So,
No.
man, I believe when you clearly communicate who you are and what you are and what I call the cost of it, like what does it cost to be in this building? That's the
Mhm.
cost, right? The
Yeah.
cost to be here is to work on yourself, work on your craft.
Yeah.
And man, for the people that get it, this is a wonderful place. And the people that don't get it, no hard feelings. There's somewhere that you can go do one or the other. It's just not here.
Yes. There's a place
And
for everyone. It's
it's
just not
yeah,
here.
yeah. And I think a lot of times that gatekeeping is where leaders go off the rails, right? You
Mm.
allow people to stay in your building that shouldn't be there, and it deteriorates from inside. I've seen this on teams that I've played on.
Yeah. And I think, this everything we're talking about right now can also be transferred externally to the partners that you guys work with,
Hmm.
even from tech partners to subcontractors, everyone that you work with. Yeah, that talent is great. Every company has great softwares, every company has great builders and whatever. But finding those right partners that fit for your business in this
Yeah.
sense,
Yes.
you explain the importance of that because I could, but I think it's going to be more impactful coming from
Yeah.
you.
Yes.
We all know it's important.
Yes. Um, in sports, right? Like we're training really for when something goes wrong.
Yep.
And I don't know I don't know if people think about that, right? Like
Mhm.
if think about this, Caroline. Every offensive play is designed to score, right?
Yep.
Every defensive play is designed to stop you, right? Every single play, something will go wrong.
Hmm.
When that happens, how will we behave, right, as a unit? And now you're getting emotions involved, you're getting nerves involved, right? And for me, I just think that parallels directly to construction, right? It is not only a matter like we have schedules and all these things and contracts and we have mitigated risks down to the itty bitty, right?
Yeah.
And something still is going to go wrong.
Always.
And I have just found that when I am trying to build relationships and seeing who we're connecting with, I am thinking not about the meeting at the coffee shop and shaking hands at the happy hours and the meet and greets and the park. That that's fine. I am thinking, will this person have our back? Will this person be willing to sit at the table with us and work through a problem?
Hmm.
Right? Um, and those are the things that matter as far as partner is concerned. And I think a lot of times people overlook those things in relationships. But I would say it needs to be at the forefront of your mind, right? When something goes wrong, is a person who's going to sit at the table, or will this be someone who multiplies the problem?
And I think that's such an important question to even ask, when you're thinking about even becoming partners, working with someone is, how do you and your team react when something goes wrong?
Yes,
Do you have a support team that's going to be there for us? Do you have people that are going to answer the call, answer a text? Like,
yes,
will you personally be there for me
yes,
as a leader? Is I can't stress this enough. If I could put like exclamation points in here and like big
yeah,
sound effects, like we'll do this back in editing, but
yeah, yeah.
this is
Fireworks,
yes,
fireworks.
yeah.
But
This it's
it
huge.
makes me think about something. When I was in New York, I was with a man named Tom Coughlin. He was our coach. He's one of the greatest leaders I've ever been around. And in New York, I mean, the media capital of the world, and
Mhm,
there's always reporters and people always trying to get you with gotchas and aha moments.
mhm.
And like coach would teach us, like, hey, like guys, that stuff doesn't really matter, right? Like no one outside of the circle can hurt us, right?
Mhm,
The only way that we can be hurt is from inside of the circle,
mhm.
right? I can fight if we put our backs together, we can fight anything together. But if
Yeah.
I have to be concerned about the person in the circle with me, we'll never survive. We will never survive. And again, that correlates right, and I'm saying our right to our business. We can fight outside the circle all day long.
Mhm.
If we're squabbling inside of the circle, we just simply will not make it.
Yeah.
I've never seen it work.
No, I've never even heard of it working either, let alone seen it. I mean, if someone else I love to be proved wrong, but I doubt anyone will. So, I mean, incredible. Reggie, I have some fun little rapid fire questions here, kind of
Let's do it.
to end this up. But what is one daily or weekly habit that keeps you grounded as a leader?
Yeah. Um, I take my Wednesday mornings and I block them off, and it's non-negotiable.
Nice. What do you
Um,
do?
I do whatever needs to be done,
That's a
right?
good answer.
Um, and I mean, it is as truthful as I can, right? Like I would love to tell you I'm grinding away, knocking work. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
um, because like I can't pour without feeling myself, right? So
Hmm.
I may get up in the morning and not catch up on some work. I may catch up on emails. I may sleep an extra 30 minutes if that's what I need, right? I may
Yeah.
read a book. I may go work out.
Yeah.
Um, but my few hours that morning are mine.
Yeah.
Um, and it's I treat those few hours the same way I would treat a meeting with the owner. It's non-negotiable. So
Yeah.
it has helped me become a better leader.
I love that. And it brings up the whole idea of, it sounds selfish, but you need to keep your glass full
Yes,
to be able to fill everyone else's glasses. You need to make sure that you are good.
yes,
Reggie is good
yes,
today.
yes,
Reggie is fulfilled today. Reggie has what he needs
yes,
to be able to do that for others.
yeah. Otherwise, I'm not there for anyone else. I'm no good.
No, you could come there as, a shell of you, but what's that going to do for your team? What's that going to do for your partners?
It is not sustainable.
No.
Yep.
Awesome. Reggie, is there anything about Pylon or your community work, that you guys have upcoming? Anything fun to share that we can let our viewers, listeners, readers know about?
Yes, yes. I wasn't prepared for that one.
Ah, I
We
gotcha.
yeah, you did good. But I would tell you this, man, one of the greatest things that I'm excited about is that we're growing, right?
Yeah,
And that is not pointed at revenue, right? Like to me, revenue is just a symptom of growth, right?
it's just a
And
number, honestly.
it's just yeah,
Number.
but if our revenue is growing, then that means we're hiring more people and giving people more opportunities. So, and that does directly impact our community. So, the more we create, the more we can give and invest, and that is who we are, really.
Awesome. Well, we're definitely going to link Pylon's website on this episode for anyone that's interested about learning more, maybe interested in joining the team, working with Reggie, who knows. And then I'll also put Reggie's LinkedIn down here for any of you that are a little late with your Google searches, but also just want to learn more about everything amazing that you do. Because we could go on and on for hours,
Yeah,
honestly,
yeah,
about all the great work that you do in the community within Pylon. But then we would never get any work done
yeah,
today.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Work is important, also.
Yes, yeah, just a little bit.
Yes, 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 it is.
Awesome. Well, Reggie, thank you so much for being on here today. Truly such a pleasure. And I look forward to seeing you at NASDAQ again this year.
Look forward to it, and thank you. You're very kind and very easy to talk to, and I'm grateful for the opportunity. I wish you the best.
Awesome. And all of you guys out there, we'll see you next time on the next episode of CO Pod. Bye.